Welcome back to Good Day Columbia, 6:34 now. Now, as we circle into the two-day mark for the first in the South primary, politics are certainly in high gear. According to Real Clear Politics, the average of all the polling data puts Romney with about a 10% spread above Gingrich. Wesley Donehue, a question for you. Does Newt actually have a chance at making that gap a little smaller by Saturday?
Yeah, I don't think he has a chance to win. I do think he has a chance by virtue that there is a debate tonight. And there's only a 24-hour news cycle between the debate and when people start voting.
Right.
So typically Newt has had some incredibly strong debate performances. He always gets a bounce after the debate. He got a bounce after this, Saturday's debate. I expect him to get a bounce after tonight going into Saturday. I bet he closes that gap and brings it into within 5 or 6 points.
5 or 6 points. Now, there's actually a pretty big spread between Gingrich. You can go and look at the back of the, you got the Ron Paul still out there, Rick Perry. That gap is significantly more, but it really is going to be these two guys are going to go head-to-head for that 10% swing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's come down to a Romney-Gingrich fight, and whether or not Gingrich goes on to Florida. I mean, listen, the guy's one of the most arrogant politicians we've ever seen. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep his ego in a debate coliseum, honestly.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because he can lose. He can know that Romney's 25 points ahead in Florida, and that ego is going to make him keep on going to Florida.
Right.
If I were him, I would go ahead and drop out. Santorum needs to be done. Perry needs to be done. Ron Paul definitely going to Florida too.
Do you think that's going to happen after South Carolina? Are you going to see Rick Perry finally give up the ghost at this point after Saturday, or is he going to trudge on to Florida and try one more time?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we just saw some numbers come out a while ago, actually probably about an hour ago, out of Iowa, saying now that Rick Santorum might have actually won Iowa. It's a virtual tie. He might use that excuse and say, hey, I actually won Iowa. I'm going to keep going. I don't think he should. I honestly think that everybody but Mitt Romney should go ahead and drop out. I think you'll definitely see Rick Perry and Rick Santorum drop out.
Okay, so the two Ricks are out. Now let's get back to Iowa just for a second now. So now we're talking a virtual tie where initially it appeared that I think Romney won by like 8 votes or whatever.
Yeah, it's the dangest thing I've ever seen. I mean, now Rick Santorum's up 34 votes, and Iowa said that there's discrepancies in 131 precincts, and they'll never know the actual numbers. Makes you now understand why we're pushing voter ID and some secure elections here in South Carolina.
Sure. Now, does that happen much? Does a tie happen in primaries a lot, or is this something unique? Of course, it harkens back to the hanging chad.
Not really, but that's kind of what makes Iowa unique. They hang their hat on the fact that, hey, we meet in living rooms to caucus. We're not an official primary, so they do pride themselves on that unofficial kind of more comfortable style of voting.
All right, very good. Now let's move ahead real quick to the State of the State last night. Of course, Governor Haley delivering the State of the State. Your thoughts on what she talked about, her message?
Yeah, I actually think she did a great job. She's had a lot of accomplishments. Her only screw-ups really have been on a communications political level. I don't blame her. I keep saying I think she has a ton of potential. And listen, she has done a great job with job creation in South Carolina. She's bringing in those jobs. Even the Democrats can't deny that. So, what she did last night was she really concentrated on the successes of her office and her administration. I think that was a good idea, and really her message was we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing, and I think that's going to be effective.
Do you think she is kind of setting herself up for a place in a potential administration, if not the vice presidency?
I don't think she's setting herself up for a vice presidency. She really doesn't bring anything to the ticket. She's going to win South Carolina anyway. If someone like Mitt Romney wins, he'd be smart to go down to Florida and pick up like a Marco Rubio. Can shore up his conservative side, can bring Florida, can bring Hispanics, maybe working for an administration job, but she's got a bright future ahead of herself. If I were her, I wouldn't leave the governor's office quite yet. She might could line herself up to be the next Republican nominee for president.
Fantastic. Wesley Donehue.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for your insight and all that. And I guess Saturday morning we'll find out. Maybe Monday morning we'll chat again and take an analysis of
and I'll be here Saturday night doing some election coverage. So
fantastic. Very good. Of course, hosting Pub Politics as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Wesley Donehue. All right, guys. Mom always said, unless you can say something nice, don't say anything at all. Turns out Mom may have been a little wrong on this one. Gossip may actually be good for you. We'll explain in 2 minutes.